Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. If you want to know the way to be seen as an expert instantly and have the respect and power to get people to pay attention, stay tuned because that's what we're talking about today. Hey everyone, I'm Carol Day Dunlop, your online wow strategist and Amazon number one international best-selling author for my book, Unmarketed Business. I am so glad that you're here today and so glad that you're a part of this. So welcome. It's Monday, 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 and this is motivation for your Monday to get you going and keep you going. So today we're talking about how you can become an authority in your friends, fans, and followers. Please do me a favor and share this broadcast if you're watching and listening on YouTube. All you need to do is share it out. If you're on Periscope, you can tweet it, you can share it to your followers, or you can copy the link, and the links should be all in the bottom. So let's talk about this thing about getting this authority. The best way for you to do that is to become an author, because guess what? You can't even have the word authority or say the word authority without saying author. So becoming an author makes you an authority. Why? Because becoming an author is hard. It's not something easy. If it was, everyone would do it, right? So becoming an author is very hard to do, or at least people perceive it to be very hard. Actually, it's not that hard because I did it. Yes, it was a lot of hard work. Yes, it did take some time, but in the end, you get so much more out of it than by not doing it. So, what becoming an author means and how it's perceived. So, becoming an author means that you are standing above the crowd because you just did something that most people can't, won't, and will never do. So other people look up to you and say, wow, are you an author now? That's great. When you say, I've just written a book or my book is out or something about my book, instantly you go up a couple of notches in their eyes because they look at you as having done something that they were not able to do, have not been able to, never maybe thought about doing something because of the level, the perception of it being so hard and like unreachable. But guess what? It's not hard, it's not unreachable, and you can do it. As a matter of fact, I've got 3 ways for you to actually accomplish this task I'm going to share with you in just a minute. Because if it were easy, every single person would do it, right? But it's not. You got to get your thoughts together. You got to figure out what you're going to write about. You have to figure out how you're going to put everything together and then get it out to the people so that they can actually enjoy it and look at you as, wow, this is a person that did it. So I got 3 ways for you to do this. Number one, if you're a blogger, and I hope that you are, because blogging is another way to increase your authority and put you out there in front of your friends, fans, and followers as the expert, because you're writing about subjects that they need to know about. Because when you think about you and being your authority, being an authority to other people, the other people that are following you are probably just a couple of steps behind you. So get out there and start blogging if you haven't. And if you are, congratulations. I'm so proud of you that you are blogging. Now, guess what I want you to do? I want you to take 10 of your best blog posts and put them together into a book. Now, of course, they need to be related in some way. Maybe your blog posts are talking about your life, or perhaps they're talking about a system that you perfected, that you created, and how you do your work. Or maybe it's 10 you're showcasing 10 of your clients that you turned into case studies so that you can promote what you're doing. Because we are writing this book to cement you as the authority and the expert. So it's got to be on something that you are the expert at. Nobody's doing it. Even if 60,000 other people have books out about it or they're writing on the same subject, it doesn't matter because this is your subject, this is your domain, and no one can do it quite like you. Even if it's the same thing, no one can do it like you. Like, look at all the talk shows that are out there. Steve Harvey has a talk show. Oprah kind of had one for 20-something years, and then she has now Soul Sunday and a couple things she's doing. There are other people out there that have talk shows, but even if you decided to do a talk show, no one could do it just like you. And look at how different each one of them are. Look at even if they cover the same exact subjects, they don't do it in the exact same way. So you have to look at your book the same, in the same light. Even if you do a book that's based on a subject that somebody else is writing about, you're not going to do it the same way they are, and that is what makes you unique. So find or create 10 blog posts. And I know a couple of people who did this. I actually did this with my book. And some of the content is from blog posts that I did a couple of years ago, several months ago, or new blog posts that I wrote, and then actually formatted it into a book. So 10 is good. That'll give you 10 chapters to get started with it. You'll have to finesse it a little bit, but it can be a book that you can put up on Amazon and start selling. Number 2 way to get this book going is to dictate it. So maybe you have a podcast, or maybe you have a video live stream that you do every week or so, and you come out and you talk about different subjects related to one thing, because remember, this is to put you up there in the high authority expert category. So basically, you're going to be talking about generally one generalized subject, and you're going to break down that subject. So dictate and, make some use out of it. Create a podcast, or just dictate it to your phone what your chapters are going to be about, and then take that, get it transcribed, and turn it into a book. That way you don't really have to even write anything. You don't even see it until it's all together into a book format, and you're just kind of tweaking it, putting your voice on it a little bit more, clearing up some sentences. Pretty easy, right? You got it. Okay, the number 3 thing to do, and actually a friend of mine did this, Tracy, when she was a VA and had her big multiple six-figure business of being a VA for coaches and consultants and experts, she was stuck in trying to find time to write her book. So guess what she did? She took her sticky note pad, just a simple pad of, Post-it notes or whatever, and she wrote down one idea on each sticky note, and she stuck it up on the wall, and then she could stand back from it and see how those ideas were going to come together into a book, because you have a vast amount of information in your head, and sometimes it's hard to get out, or sometimes you sit down and you're like, what am I going to write about, or how am I going to get this to connect to this so that people understand what I'm talking about. So put some sticky notes down, child, throw that stuff up on the wall, look at it for a while, walk away from it, come back, and then I promise you it'll all kind of fall into place on its own, and you'll have your book together. Then when you get the outline that you're going to use from the sticky notes, take those actual sticky notes down, put them on a paper, line them down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, however many chapters you're going to have. Then each day you can actually write a chapter a day. That's what I did. I wrote a chapter a day. I set aside 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. every single morning, Monday through Saturday, and I wrote a chapter. Well, I actually wrote 1,000 words. My goal was like 1,000 words or an hour. So whatever came through first, that's what I did. That's how I cut it off. So I wasn't pressured. I knew that for that hour I was going to write. I knew my goal was to get at least 1,000 words in, and most of the time I got 1,000 or more. And then at the end of the time, when I had finished writing everything that needed to go with the book was kind of together, and then I went through the other process of putting it together, making it look like a book, schmoozing it up, getting my editor to look at it, and then securing it, because that first part is actually writing. And let me tell you something. When I was in the project, when I ran this project with my other 2 partners, Anita, who was the author coach, and Candace, the editor, and we had this program called Write Books That Sell Now, and there were 3 parts: get the book written, produce the book, and then market the book. Everybody got stuck on the writing part. Nobody got past the writing. And even though it was a 6-module course that you could really kind of complete in 6 weeks, no one got past the first module, which was writing. Everyone got stuck. So I'm showing you 3 ways that you can get this book written. First, pick 10 blog posts, turn them into a book. 2, dictate that sucker, and while you're dictating, turn it into a podcast. You can always take those recordings down if you want And number 3, use sticky notes. So there are 3 ways. You never thought you could get a book done, and you're like, wow, this is simple. I can do this. I know. I know it's simple, and I know you can do it because it's been done before. Now I want you to get out there and write that book. So if this has been helpful to you, or you're like, wow, I never knew this kind of stuff. I wanted to know this. You make it very simple. I got something else for you. I want you to join me on a free masterclass that I'm doing in just a couple of weeks. And because now you know how to create this book, I want to show you 7 other ways that you can get this book created and make money on this sucker. And it's in my free masterclass that is coming down in just a couple of weeks. And let me do this. And I'm put it up on the screen in just a second, so hold on. Okay. There we go. So I want you to join me on this masterclass. You'll see the link below. It's csicorporation.com/authority MC. MC stands for masterclass, but go there right now and sign up. It's absolutely free, and you'll get all the information you need in order to, it's going to be hands-on. It's not just something where we're sitting around, I'm telling you this stuff, and you're trying to, viciously take notes. You're going to actually do it. I'm going to show you the 7 ways that you can actually make money on your book that you've already learned how to write. I'm going to show you how to make money on your book, even if you never sell a single copy. What? For real? So you don't even have to sell copies of the book to make money on it. I'm going to show you 7 ways that you can actually make money on this sucker without even if you never sell a copy. And if you do sell a copy, that is totally terrific, because I'm going to show you the things that I did to add an extra $10,000 to my bottom line because of my book. So you want to make sure that you go to this link right below, sign up, and get ready to learn. So you're going to bring your pen, your pencil, your iPad, your tablet, your phone, whatever you take notes on, and bring an open mind, because I'm about to blow your mind with the things that are happening. So again, if this is valuable to you, if you've learned something you didn't know, please share this broadcast with your friends, fans, and followers. And I will see you next week. Thanks, and bye for now.